Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are we today? We're here on Tuesday, August the 6th. Tuesday, August the 6th. I thought I had us ready to go live over on Instagram and ended up closing the wrong tab. Y'all know how that goes. Let's copy and go back. Not there. Go back over here. I need to edit this. I can get me a key. I do need to remove it and try again. I was saying that we had a lot of price action yesterday, and this is the kind of price action that gets people a little nervous, don't know what to do, especially if what's happening is something you haven't ever seen. Right? If you haven't ever seen this type of price action, which to be honest, I haven't. So it's good to watch and see what's going on. Your systems, as long as you have a trading plan, it can be followed. You trade what you see, that can be followed. Or you can watch. Anybody ever heard of watching as a strategy? Yeah, that's a whole strategy. Just watch, take notes, write things down, paper trade. If you want to, see how your systems or your plans hold up in this market, then paper trade. Use your paper trading account and see what this market does in your paper trading. Okay, you can still trade. You don't have to trade with live money. We can paper trade. Good morning, Ward. Good morning, Tanya. Good morning, Marsha. And hey, Mr. Lorenzo. How y'all doing? I was just saying that in this market where there's a whole lots of volatility, you could really just, use your paper trading system, especially if you're on Thinkorswim. I think Thinkorswim has paper trading, and I want to say that Webull has paper trading. Good morning, Janae. Those two places have paper trading. You could go there and trade paper and then, see how your trading plan holds up. See how the strategies that you're using hold up. You don't have to trade live money just because you're trading, right? You can do either one. Now, I'm not saying don't trade your live money. What I'm saying is you don't have to, right? So I'm not saying I can't miss out. Watching is a skill, is a strategy, as well as trading in your paper account. Right? If those two things are good to go. I had me a good little trade going on IWM yesterday. It was profitable and everything. We was in it with impact. My trade was going well. And how about the power in my house went off? Because it is we were in the middle of this Hurricane Denny or Hurricane somebody, Tropical Storm Denny, whoever it was, it was, and our power went off. And I was like, oh, so of course start scrambling around to work on power stuff. Got all about the trade. By the time I got some internet, went outside and got just my regular internet on my phone, my trade had gone the other way. Morning, Miss Barbara. Hey, Patrick. Hey, it's been a while since we've seen you. I did have a wonderful time. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Karen. We had a good time on the cruise. It's just we had a good time on the cruise. Of course, I think I told y'all they brought us back a day early because the weather was supposed to be in Jacksonville on Monday, and it was. We were supposed to dock on Monday in the morning, but the weather was, horrendous. It was raining a lot. So I'm sure if it's raining a lot here, the wind was blowing. Probably the waterways were a little choppy. Anyway, they brought us back early. So gave us a little announcement. We're going to give y'all a few of your dollars back. We cutting this mug short and we going out. Now, what we thought was that the boat was just going to come in and maybe dock and then let us off and then do whatever. Shoot, not Carnival. The people are all about making their money. How about they pushed us right on off that boat? Vamos. And they somehow got a whole new crew of people, and I say new crew, new people who wanted to sail. They got them on the boat the same day. So the boat was set to leave on Monday afternoon because we were coming in on Monday. They were going to leave Monday. They pulled all that a day forward. So I don't know if, whoever if you can make it to the boat, then make it. If you can't make it, then we'll catch you on the flip side. So they loaded up with more people and off they went back into the water. Well, because we were supposed to the the track showed it was coming on the West Coast side and then coming across the top. They got back in the water and went out to the east away from any issues and kept it rolling, kept those casino machines running and kept it pushing. So we were like, oh man, nobody offered us the opportunity to stay. We might have stayed on the boat. We might have got back on. They had a plan. This is what it comes down to, Lorenzo. This is the thing. You have to know that you need to have a plan. Carnival had a plan. Okay, we're going to get y'all back in. We're going to give you some of your money back. We're going to give you a little credit for the inconvenience, right? And then we're going to take on some more people who are going to bring on some more money, probably offer them a discount to come hurry up and get on. And we're going back out in this water to collect some more because, you know, that's the kind of cruise action that people who cruise regularly look for. That, you know, if you come now, we'll give it to you for $100. $199, you can come cruise with us for 3 more days. Some the people who cruise regularly hop on those kind of opportunities, and off they went. It's like, okay, well, you know, we were off the boat. You know, yeah, they're gonna keep the money rolling, but it worked out great. Our family had a good time. We didn't have any family issues. You know, family reunion times can be problematic. In our case, we didn't have no family reunion issues, not that I heard of. If there was some issues, that people kept them quiet. Nobody had at least none of us was brawling in the cafeteria. None of that happened. Nobody was going at it on the deck. It was good. It was good. Several generations went with us, so it was a good time. Good time was had by all. I had a good time. So let's see what we got going. Thank Jamie so much for standing in the gap for me. Told y'all he's my right hand man. I was able to listen to part of the call yesterday morning. I was cooking breakfast for my aunts, but we had that. I listened yesterday and I listened on Thursday. So I did get to hear some of it. Jamie did a good job, as he always does. I always appreciate his help and his assistance. Speaking of which, I need to make sure I send him his stipend. So, you know, just so y'all know, Jamie he doesn't help for free, but he's never asked for a dime. Not that he don't tell my business. He's never asked for anything, but he does not assist for free. The VIX this morning is at 31.66. 31.66. How high did it go yesterday? If y'all in the comments, I didn't look at the VIX yesterday. How high did it go yesterday? Morning, Miss Barbara. I see you there. Adrian, good morning. Good morning. How high did the VIX go over the last few days? Also, I want y'all to tell me whether y'all got into any of these trades that was on our list. So that's the VIX we had going there, okay? Some of these screens. Okay, the stocks still have the same problem after a while. Monday in the markets. Stocks tumbled Monday with a Federal Reserve remaining a key concern. Stocks set for a bounce back after 3-day route. Market routes. I think that's got to be route. Aftershocks threaten fresh turmoil. Uber's Q2 revenue beat on ride-sharing demand. 3 drivers behind Monday's market downturn. Mohammed El Arian's 3 red lights surrounding Fed policy. All right, that's what is said by Yahoo Finance. Let's see what CNBC has to say. 65 was the VIX. Oh, Lord. Yeah, 65. That VIX of 65 will not draw up premiums very well. So Tanya says she's in Google. I'm my TQQQ. I had TQQQ that was entered on Friday by Peakbot, and it closed yesterday because it was a call credit spread. Now listen, the trend spread for me, I might have picked the other side, but the trend spread of Peakbot, it can see some stuff that we might not be looking at. Now, can you go look? Absolutely. It's a 50-period EMA, and we're going to look at TQQQ so we can see, or do we see what they see? I'm going to create a video actually to talk about how do I put together the list I put together. We'll do a video about that. But okay, so CNBC says S&P futures rise after index posts the worst day in nearly 2 years. Investors believe the fears about the slowing economy are overblown and the market is overreacting. Could be. People are a little nervous in this situation, and maybe panicking. But this ain't the first time the market has seen this, right? Uber reports better than expected results for second quarter. The popular carry trade is unwinding. Not what a carry trade is. And economists fear Fed rate cuts could make matters worse. What's a carry trade? I don't know what that even is. Bitcoin miner expands. Bitcoin definitely has fallen off a bit. Bitcoin rises as crypto and other risk assets learn to rebound from a sell-off. Japan's Nikkei sees the best day since October 2008, logs record single-day jump in points. That's CNBC. So in the pre-market, where the Dow is up 0.38%, the S&P futures up 0.45%, NASDAQ futures up 0.47%. Can you say gap up? Oil is down 0.70%, and U.S. 10-year bonds are up 0.04%. Probably going to have a gap up in the morning, which is right now. Probably going to have a gap up right now. What's on the list for today's meeting? So yesterday we did have FOMC members speaking a little bit yesterday. Goolsbee spoke first thing. PMI was yesterday as well. Those numbers, this one was kind of flat. And the PMI final services was 55. It was only a little bit lower than they expected, but the market was falling over. Felt like it was falling over yesterday morning in the pre-market, probably because something to do with the war, I guess. Today is Tuesday. Trade balance, 8:30 this morning. RCM tip economic optimism is tentative today. And then tomorrow we've got crude oil inventories, 10-year bonds, and consumer credit. That's all tomorrow. So today we don't have any. Oh, y'all can't see a thing. I'm just talking away. Y'all can't see nothing I'm showing. I'm just talking and enjoying the conversation all by my lonesome. This is what we were looking at. I guess it wasn't important for y'all to see the VIX at 32 or the stock market stuff. But here we are. This is what's going on. Larissa, I was hoping for a little gap up. I had some calls at the end of the day. Well, that's what's going on. We got a little bit of a gap up right underway. A little bit of a gap up is underway, not where I wanted to go next. Okay, I didn't want you either. So let's just go on to the earnings. We'll go on to the earnings and see what Adam has to say. Let me make sure that Instagram is running live. And that Twitter is running live. Yeah, they're running live. We are live. We are live. The earnings for today. Uber was this morning. Celsius is this morning. Fubo, Caterpillars this morning. Baxter, Vulcan, ATI, Constellation Brands, Clear, and Marathon. That's oil. All this morning. This afternoon or after close, Supermicro, SMCI, which had a huge run up the other day. Rivian. Those trucks are actually pretty cute. Airbnb is today after market close. Win, Devon, Oil, Reddit, GigaCloud, Exxon, Upstart is today, and Amgen. Amgen is in the therapeutics. Yeah, therapeutics, I believe, is Amgen. And then tomorrow morning, we've got Shopify, Disney, Novo Nordisk, CVS, Global Payments, Emerson, Aurora, Lyft, Sony, and Dynatrace. Now, Lyft and Uber, Lyft may trade today along with Uber's pop because Uber was probably going to have a good little pop this morning. Lyft may trade sympathy. So, and then Uber will probably do the same with Lyft tomorrow. You got to watch the sympathy plays of things that go together. All right, keep that in mind when you're trading. If you're trading earnings, I really feel like if you're going to trade earnings, you need something like straddles because our credit spreads don't lend themselves well for earnings unless you're very sure of a direction. You need directional moves for earnings, and our credit spreads are they can be directional, but they're also kind of neutral. So if you're not really sure which way, because earnings you can have a good earnings and it can still drop, or you can have a bad earnings and it can still pop. So you want to just, and it can drop or pop for the day and then recover in the next couple of days, but you don't necessarily want to hold on and see. So definitely keep that in mind. I personally would wait till after the earnings call, and then if you're going to enter a trade, then enter it after that. Adam says, after Monday's historic sale, yesterday saw the first short squeeze with 51.56 long trigger. I wrote in my 4 p.m. newsletter, I was looking for 52.17, 52.39, 52.65, and 53.03. And we clipped 52.65, then dipped. So it went to 3 of these and then fell off. The plan today at 52.17, 51.95 are supports. It keeps 52.39, 65, and 53.03 alive. If 51.95 fails, then we retest 51.56. We are currently at 52.09 on SPX 500. We're currently at 52.09. So we're up in the middle of not any of these. Okay, so 52.17 was the support, it said, and looks like we're below that support. Yep, we're coming. It seems like we're climbing up a bit, but we're not quite back to it. The gap between ES and SPX is 35 points right now. So if you're looking at Adam's numbers, you can subtract 35 from his numbers. That should give you SPX numbers. The best time to check the gap between SPX and ES is when the market is open. Okay, the best time to check that gap is when the market is open. But since I can't check that gap in the morning, I use SPX 500. SPX 500. Now, I find SPX 500 on TradingView. For watching SPX price action when the market is closed. Okay, if you want to watch SPX price action when the market is closed, SPX 500 is what to do. Now, I do the one when you put in SPX 500. Let me change my screen so y'all can see. When I am in TradingView and I put in SPX 500, several of these pop up. SPX 500. Y'all see this? So several of these pop up. See all these different choices pop up. I use the one at the top. The one says US SP 500 CFD. It's the one for forex.com. That's the one I use. There's lots of choices. And I have found that if you choose a different one, the gap is different. So I use the consistent one. So that way, oh, good. That's why I use consistent ones to make sure that I'm using the same one every time, right? So I can make sure that the number is consistent, but now I'm looking at the gap. But I do this one right here, the top one, US SP 500 CFD. That's the one I pick. And then I compare that to the ES. I compare ES runs all the time. I compare that to the ES on TradingView. Looks here, Day says daily, Webull has a free webinar today on credit spreads. Wonderful. Maybe you can you maybe have to have Webull to see the webinar. But you know, if you've got Thinkorswim has lots of education on their site as well. And you can always look at the education on Thinkorswim or Schwab, whichever, you know, they're the same people. You can always look at their education to find it's on demand. So you can look at the topics and watch all the videos you like. And I like the fact that they're just running the videos to tell a very objective thing about the strategies and what to do. They're not trying to sell you one thing or the other. They're just telling you the information. Great job. So if you got Webull, you can do the free webinar today on credit spreads. All right. This is where we are. So you're in the market. Our current price is 52.11, 52, trying to come across this resistance place right now. But 52.17 is what Adam said was support, and we're a little bit below it. Of course, support and resistance can switch over. Support can become resistance. Resistance can become support. 52.17, 51.95 is the other support that Adam says we have. So if it doesn't hold up here where we are, then it may drop down to the next level, which is 51.95. All right. This was our list for the week. This was our call credit spreads list for the week. And again, this comes from Peakbot, from the watch list on Peakbot. I pulled it up on Saturday morning. Now, if you look at it Saturday morning, Sunday morning, you look at it on Monday, this watch list updates every day, every 5 minutes. So, of course, what you see on a Monday is going to be a little different. But I look over the weekend based on what the weekend, stuff is. And I put us some numbers together. Peakbot gives us the list of stocks. I'm the one who puts in the strikes. Peakbot doesn't provide these strikes. They do provide strikes, and sometimes the strikes may match, but I don't look at them for this weekend graphic that I put together. I don't look at that list for the strikes. I look at it for the stocks. This time, though, there was very few in the not neutral. There were very few in the lower risk category. So you had to go into the moderate risk category, probably because the volatility is up so high. So I had to go into the moderate risk, and that's where several of these came from. But Tanya says she's in Google. BP is here. Dow, Las Vegas Sands, Oxy is on the list. Starbucks is here. Kroger's on the put credit spread list. CMCA, which is Comcast, and Exxon is on the put credit spread list. All right, let me see. What did I have next from here? Let's go to look at some stocks. Let's go look at some stocks while I get us onto something. I'm going to go to T. I want to look at SPY and those guys first. Look at our indices first. Coming up next month, or this month, it ain't even next month. We're here, right? We are here now. Coming up this month, August the 20th through the 22nd, we're doing the option 411 for newbies, 3-day challenge. Options 411 for newbies. If you're a new person who wants to learn how to trade options or want to learn about it or whatever, you need to come on and join the challenge. You can go to the website, Educator to Trader, and join the options 411 for newbies 3-day challenge at educatortotrader.com. Let me grab this so I can put it over in Instagram as well. Good morning, Instagram people. How we doing over here? For those who are still hanging out. Okay, so looks like we had a gap down. This is SPY we're looking at, and I'm on the 30-minute time frame. I'm on the 30-minute time frame on SPY. Let's see what the indices look like. We gapped down. The close was here, and the open was there. This would have been our open. I'm going to put another line on it, another rectangle on it, so we can see what's left. Looks like price action took us up to here. Okay, I'm going to go to the daily chart. Looks like we've got a couple of gaps that SPY has to manage. Looking at the indices right now. The gap up here from 536 up to 543. And we've got the gap from yesterday that goes as high as 532. Yep, down to what's left of it is 523. That's what's left of the gap. Let's see what our pre-market's looking like right now. I made that bigger, and then now this needs to be adjusted. A little bit higher than it closed yesterday. Not a great deal, but we are still going to have a little bit of a gap. Up. It's at 519, and we closed yesterday at 517. So a 2-point gap up on SPX. I'm not sharing my screen, am I? Nope, I'm not, because I can still see. Show your chart. May need to change the screen. Hey, good morning, Saida. Don't see your screen. Show your chart. Where's the chart? LOL. I'm looking away. I'm just doing my thing. We're just doing our thing. Doing our thing. Okay, so this is SPY. This is SPY. I keep wanting to say SPX, but it's SPY. I think this gap is filled up. Did I feel this gap? Yes, we did. Where's the chart? Where's the chart? Okay. Our pre-market, which is what we're at 519 now in the pre-market, which is still in here in this little green. It's kind of in where it was yesterday. Price action did take us there yesterday. Texter Jamie. I got it. No need for a text. No necesito What's the word for text? No necesito a texto. You don't need to text me. I'm good. A few days out of the seat, you get rusty already. Just ain't been gone but 3 or 4 days already rusty. Okay, so this is triple Q on the daily chart. Yesterday we gapped way down because this next day way down. Yesterday we gapped down to 424 and then we rose all day long. So definitely have to be mindful. Remember, we were talking a little bit yesterday morning, and Jamie said some of these things just to make sure that when you're trading, you trade what you see with diamond hands, and you trade with your head on a swivel. I suggested that you could, where as far as we're down, you could look at call credit spreads. Definitely wasn't expecting anybody to get too close to anything. Just know that you could have done call credit spreads, and depending on what you did, it might have turned out fine. Okay, so this is what we have left of the triple Q gap between 447 and some change and 448 and some change. And our current price is at 417. We closed yesterday at 415. Those are threes? 435, and we're opening at, we're currently at 437. So we're 2 points up at this point. Texto, yes. Make up the words as we go. Make up the words as you go. Spanish is very close to English, so the word may be very close to that. Maybe real close. Are these lines mine to move? Nope, those are... What are these lines? Oh, that will move. Well, come on. Maybe not. You act like you want to. Act like you want to move. Okay, maybe you don't. Okay. Triple Q. So we're on the way back up. The day and the week, as far as time frame continuity, are showing green, but that's because the day and the week really are the same. Today, the day and the week will basically break up because yesterday was the first day of the week. So of course the day was green, and the week, because it only was one day, was also green. But today, the week and the day will break up because it will be the second day. So it'll be a different day, but the week will still be doing its thing. I hope that's not confusing, but it's called like a decoupling or an uncoupling of these time frames. As the next time frame hits, which now another day will start, the week will continue, but another day will be created. So the day and the week will uncouple from each other. Right now they're tied together because the day and the week are the same time frame because it only was one day. Okay, so there's that. Triple Q coming on back out of the stables, but IWM was the monkey. It just, I had an IWM trade going yesterday and my power went off in the middle of 80% profits. And by the time I got back to some internet working again, I went outside after a while, but I had to, of course, my mind initially did not go to going to get internet. It went to making sure that all the stuff that was needed for the power to be off was off, had to, priorities and such. Anyway, when I finally remembered and went back to go find my trade, it was red. So I closed it. As soon as I got internet, I closed it because I wasn't going to be able to keep watching it. It's like, well, Lord, acts of nature, those can't be controlled, but that's the way things go. Okay. IWM had a nice little move up yesterday as well. Everything was green and moved up yesterday. Not sure if y'all traded some calls. If you entered calls or triple Q from the entry or from the open, there will be some little money to be made yesterday because it just rose and rose. Janae said there's extreme fear in the market. It's at 16. Yeah, we looked at the VIX earlier. It's at 16. The fear, because the VIX is at what, 30 something, I think. Day says daily said, I want the triple Q to fall some more. Well, it may not fall more today. It might, but we just don't know. Just don't know. How do it know? This was IWM yesterday. IWM had a move of, it opened at 197 and closed at 202. So about 5 points it moved yesterday, but it had a high of 204. So it actually went up about 7 points yesterday. It didn't close up there, right? I wanted to look at T triple Q. T triple Q. What I wanted to see, and I don't have, I need to have I wanted a moving average. Do I have one over here? To show where we are. To show where we are in the moving, with the moving average, because we're talking about when we get the trend from Peakbot, it's based on the 50-period EMA. So let me add one over here because I have an extra place. Let me do moving average exponential. That's the one I want. Moving average exponential. No, I don't have 5. Or do I have 5? Do I have volume running here? Oh, Strat Assistant. Why are you way down here? Why is Strat Assistant way down here? Smart Money, Strat Close, opening range, breakout. Okay, I can take opening range, breakout off. What's his name is not on. I was going to say if my other one was on, I could. Moving average exponential. There we go. So I don't want the 9. I want the 50. 50-period EMA. I want the EMA. Let you know what the trend is according to what Peakbot uses for its trend. For that trend spread, for those who are doing automated trading or looking at the trend spread alerts, if you're doing the alerts or you're doing the automated, Peakbot is using the 50-period EMA, which is this blue line here, to determine whether the trend is bullish or bearish. See if I can make that a little thicker. I feel like I want that line to be darker. Where are we? Gonna put a little bit of weight on it. Okay, there we go. This is a 50-period EMA, the EMA exponential. So this is what's determining whether a trend is bearish or bullish. So because T triple Q is below this moving average, it's determined that it's a bearish trend. So it put me into call credit spreads, and that call credit spread closed yesterday morning. It entered on Friday, automated trading. I was on the cruise ship, right? I was on the cruise ship and without internet, and Peakbot was just doing its thing. It entered my iron condors. It entered my T triple Q trades on Friday. It closed up the things that needed to be closed up. So I was still able to do all the stuff that, I would do on my own, but I had Peakbot doing it for me. All right. And, people have their things. I personally am a fan. If Peakbot is doing what they need to do for me and it's happening automated without my hands, I think this is good stuff. And the bot does what you want it to do. It won't overstep. If you say, I only want you to do this stock, that's the only stock it's doing. I only want you to do this number of contracts, that's how many contracts it's doing. Period. That's how it goes. Okay? That's how it goes. All righty. So this was T triple Q. My trade closed yesterday from Friday. But what I've done too, though, I've done T triple Q enters, and it picks, when it's automated, it picks how wide the spread is. So it was like a 5-point spread. So what I did not this time, or did I do it this time? Anyway, what I generally do is I take that same sell leg strike and I'll put on more contracts with a smaller spread. So if it's like, let's say it says 59.63, I'm just giving some random numbers. So it says does a 59.63, whatever, call. Yeah, 59, do something like that. And so I went back in with the same sell leg and I did 59.60. So I just made it a one spread and did the same thing. But I did, more contracts based on the same strike that Peakbot had selected. So if they had 59.63, I went on and put on more contracts with like 59.60. So I made a similar trade, but I made it a smaller spread so that I could still utilize the work or the technical analysis of the algorithm and of the bot. I still use that for a sell strike. And then I made more trades of my own with that same, but I changed the spread so I didn't put as much collateral back out. That makes sense? I hope that made sense. Okay, so when we're using the trend spread, you can take that sell leg and make your own spread. All right. What other stock do we want to look at? Whatever stock do we want to look at? I was going to look at some stuff on our list. Jamie, did you do any of the, did Jamie do, if anybody, Jamie or anybody else can answer, did y'all do any of the, did y'all assess any of the stocks that are on our list, our trades list for the week? Don't know why that's doing that. Are we still going? This is Kroger. Kroger was on our list for a put credit spread. Let's see what the strike is. Okay, 50-51. Thank you, Janae. 50-51 is the put credit spread strike for Kroger. That's the trade for Kroger. I don't know if anybody trades Kroger. This is 52 and some change. Really good support right here. I wanted a full line, not just array. There we go. That's 52 and some change. We currently, the price is at 54 and some change. We've got no trades list on yesterday, only requests. Okay. Kroger was that first one there. Let's go look at our list one more time. See if we see anything of interest. People are, what do we want to look at this morning? Kroger 50-51. The current price is 53.92. What's on here that we would like to look at? I'm going to look at Exxon too. Okay, I think everybody should have seen this list by now. There's something on here or something else you want us to look at, go ahead and put it in the comments. Oh, we at 9:12. We got to keep moving. I guess me talking about my trip took up a lot of time. I don't want to be on when the market opens. I want y'all to be able to focus. Okay, so Exxon Mobil is also on the put credit spread list, and it was on with, what did I say was the strike? 113. It's currently at 114 and some change, but 113 is the put credit spread strike. I see support right here, 113.39. That gap is filled. Gap here is filled. That gap is filled. All of these are filled. Okay. 113.39 is the put credit spread. Is gas okay right now? That's a question, that's a good question. We got some earnings that are popping up. Oil, we are, wars and rumors of wars can have their effects. I can't speculate, and so I won't. I won't speculate. I wonder why this is like way down there. How did that get down there? Anyway, 112, 113, that needs to be moved to the top. I don't know why that's even down there. Oh la la. There we go. That was excellent. Did we have anything else that popped up on that list that we were interested in looking at? Tanya says she's in Google. We'll go take a look at that. Did you do an iron condor, Tanya, or you just did the one side? We're on the daily chart. Tanya's got what I suggested was 175, 177.5, and current price is 161. If the premiums drop some, you should be able to exit that trade. Most Scotia should be able to exit that trade soon. You need the premiums to drop. This high VIX environment will keep the premiums from dropping in order to let you out. There's a gap that still remains to be filled, and it's at 165. So price may try to go back to that gap. It's at 161 right now, though. Currently at 161. I'll put a line down here at the bottom of this demand area. 175, 177.5 is above this here. It's fallen a lot, so I don't know if those numbers will yield any premiums at this point. You may have to get a little closer. And if I was, I'd get in at the 168.5, 160. I probably would go with 170, 172.5, or you could go to 175. I mean, 165. 165 may be a little more risky because this gap is still here. So I would possibly consider another call credit spread at 170, 172.5. I haven't looked at the, Tanya said, no, ma'am. I haven't looked at the numbers for those, the probability out of the money for those. But, what about PayPal? Let's look at McDonald's and PayPal. PayPal has some, was anybody on the call last night on the impact? Was anybody on the impact charting call last night, or the sentiments, impact for those of us who are in impact investments in that Discord? They usually do a Sunday night call called Sunday Sentiments, like what do they think about the week? And then after that, there's a charting session that happens on Sunday nights. TJ does that. But since they were celebrating TJ's birthday Sunday, they moved it to yesterday. So they had the Monday Sentiments call, or Sunday Sentiments on Monday yesterday. And then we did a charting session, and TJ charted PayPal last night. He charted PayPal. Let me see if I can go and see. He does lots of charty. TJ trades. He charted First Solar, Palantir, AMD. Where's the Palantir? I think maybe he didn't put the PayPal one in here, but he did look at PayPal. I don't see it there now, though. Okay, so if we're looking at PayPal on our screens, which we should be, make sure I'm on the right screen. Yes, I'm is. Oh, Lorenzo said I was. Yep, I was there. I was there. What do you think, Lorenzo? Got some lines here. 266. I probably would go with, we're above our 50-period moving average, so I might go with a put credit spread too. We're above that EMA. Coming back a little towards it, but support is here in the 266 area. Currently, prices at 270 and some change. PayPal is probably a 2.5 spread. PCS 265, 267.5. That might feel a little close because the current price is at 270. That's going to feel too close. Yeah, move that down to 265. Again, I'm not looking at the probability out of the money, and I know that you all know how to do that. So if these numbers still aren't good, go below this support of 266 for sure, which is why I said 265 might work. But PayPal, that's McDonald's. So may still want to look at the plus minus number to make sure. I'll open mine real quick and see what I see for the plus minus number. Ward and whoever else, I want you, if you're doing the 1 DTE, if you're doing the 1 DTE trades, if you're following the alerts, you need to do what it shows there. And when you enter today, you let it exit tomorrow. Don't close it yourself. If you're opening and closing the same day, you're going to get hit with day trading, right? Unless you're using the PDT hack. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then we have to go look for the PDT hack over in my website. educator. I think it's $17. You can get the PDT hack information on how to do that. But that's what you need to use to make sure that you're not getting charged a day trade, or you need to just trade. You open today and exit tomorrow. That's another way that you're going to ensure that. But if you open and close the same day, you're going to get hit with the pattern day trader. I don't want that for anybody, because they'll give you a warning first and then they'll shut you down for 90 days. And nobody's going to enjoy being shut down for 90 days either. So you can ask me how I know, and I can tell you because I was. But I was on TradeStation. It got shut down for 90 days, but I had already opened my Thinkorswim, so I just changed over to another broker. But it still ticked me off that TradeStation did that. So even though it was my own fault, even though I was ticked off, it was my fault. You know, you be ticked off all you want to, but if you're the one who's making a mistake, then it's what it is. So, but don't open and close the same day is the point, unless you have the day trades and you're willing to do there. You can do 3 in a 5-day window. You can do 3 day trades in a 5-day window. So from Monday to Friday, you can do 3. But if you do like all 3 on Friday, it doesn't start over again on Monday. It's a 5-day window. It's a rolling 5 days. So it's Monday to Friday, Tuesday to Monday, Wednesday to Tuesday. It's a 5-day rolling. So you can't say, okay, it's going to start over again Monday. Miss Barbara say, ask me how I know, and I'll tell you so. Yes, I'll tell you how I know. And I tell you so. He asked me how I know. Y'all know me. Okay, so anyway, McDonald's is a plus minus 8.5. So definitely go down 8.5 from here, which really puts you at like 272, 262.5, maybe even down one more step from this if you're going to trade McDonald's. Or you can trade on the call credit spread side and be above this 276. So if you went up here to 277.5 on the call credit spread side, you probably could do that too. Call credit spread 277.5. Whole point here, don't be opening and closing. Don't be opening and closing the same day if you don't have to. It's been a while back since it's been way back when I first started trading, because I didn't know about these rules. But now they're a lot more strict than they used to be. Even then, at TradeStation, they gave you one warning, and then they gave you one reversal. So they gave you a warning and they gave you one reversal. If you I'm so sorry, I forgot that. And the third time they suspended you. Now, the first run, they hit it right then. Oh, you can't follow our rules? Goodbye. Now, Thinkorswim, Charles Schwab has an issue with their counter. So if it's saying you got 3, send them a message or call them up and make sure it really is 3. Because when I talk to them, their system has something wrong in the counting, but they are fixing and probably have fixed it by now, because that's not something they want messed up for long. So definitely check in, but don't open and close trades the same day. Okay, just save yourself unless you know you got one in the clip and you just have to close this trade. Otherwise, don't. Okay. Lorenzo said, I loved how he dissects the level he sees and how he has a plan on the chart up or down. Never thought about using the fib so far out before. That's true. The fib, when I was listening to him chart it yesterday, I was thinking about the way he uses the fib. I'm actually in his charting class, the one that he mentioned. I'm actually in that class. I've been it. So for the first several weeks, maybe we're on week 3 or 4. For the first several weeks, it's been stuff that I know already, and I've learned some things, but I've participated because I want to make sure I don't miss nothing. But now we're getting ready to get heavy, and I'm ready. I'm cool with learning. So this is PayPal. We did end on a hammer yesterday, and this hammer. Okay, we got to wrap up. This hammer could indicate some upwards movement. This very long wick show buying pressure, so there could be a movement back up for PayPal. If you're trading something like the strat entry would be after it surpasses the top of this candle. So if you're doing as a buyer, you would get in after it passes the 61.05, and it's currently above 61.05. So calls entry above 6105. I think I put a thing there. Yep, 05. And currently it is at 6100. So you want to be above 6105 to enter with the upwards. Maybe it'll go into this gap. This gap goes up as high as 6195. There's another one up here. So there's a big old gap that did it fill all of this? Looks like all of this gap. This was a monster gap on PayPal that now got filled with this downwards action. So it's free to go on back up. It came down and got some juice. Now it can go on back where it wants to go. Okay. Let me move us forward. I really want to be off of here by the time that the market opens. I did put here a list of start here, a learning list. Options 411 for newbies, which is going to be running August 20th to the 22nd. Startwiththechart.com is for charting. Trading strategy for you helps you pick a strategy for yourself and then that fits your personality. And then you move on into the specific things that you want to learn. All of those are at educatortotrader.com. Our declaration: I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My accounts grow more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war and our fingers to fight. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen, amen. I did want to quickly mention, if you're looking for the E2T freebies, they are all the resources, the free resources. They are at E2T-freebies.com is where you can find all of the free resources that are available from Educator to Trader. You can go ahead and grab those if you'd like. Okay. Let me go here, go over there, see what you see what you like, see what works for you, and get you some. All righty, everybody. We're getting ready to start off this day in trading. First of all, I want you to trade what you see. I want you to trade with your plan. If you don't have a plan, we need to get a trading plan, right? And if you don't know about that, you can check my YouTube channel about how to create your own trading plan. There's a video or two there about that. We're going to do two things. We're going to stay green and we're going to get this money. For those of you who are in Impact, the call starts around 9:45 and they trade together until about 11:30, depending on how things are going. If you're in Impact, you can come over there, join together and trade. If you're not in Impact but want to be, we'll put the links. I need to start bringing that link over here so we can make sure that it's in the chat. Okay. We will talk again in the market. If y'all need me, green is on the screen. All right. If y'all need me, I'll be in the market and I'll be in those Telegram groups. All right. Goodbye, everyone. I will see you in the market. Goodbye, everybody.